Today we've got our first proper look at the Samsung Galaxy S26 thanks to a brand new reveal from Samsung themselves, along with a ton of fresh confirmations on its specs and upgrades. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get straight into it. So before we jump into the big reveal, we need to talk about the chipsets, because this is one that's caught a lot of people off guard. Now, Samsung officially showcased the Exynos 2600, which we expected to see powering some S26 models, but a new report suggests things aren't going so smoothly behind the scenes. According to WCCF Tech, Samsung has been battling low yields and overheating issues, and as a result, only around 25% of all the S26 models are actually going to be using the Exynos 2600. The remaining 75%, which is basically every market except Korea, is going to stay on the Snapdragon. So for most people watching, you can expect the Snapdragon version again. Now next up, we'll talk wireless charging, because this is a big confirmation. Last week, we had leaked dummy units that showed a circular ring on the back that looked very much like a magnetic charging coil. And now we've got leaked images of the official magnetic charger that Samsung is preparing for the S26 series. It attaches magnetically on the back, very similar to what Apple did with the Air. And this pretty much confirms that we've got Qi 2 wireless charging, delivering up to 25 watt on the S26 lineup. If that wasn't enough, we've also got our first look at the official S26 wallpapers, which essentially confirms the color options for launch. Now, based on these wallpapers, the Galaxy S26 and the S26 Plus are going to come in mint, coral, and grey, while the S26 Ultra is going to be available in white, silver, black, and violet. But the biggest leak has come from inside One UI 8.5, and hidden within the software were early renders showing the Galaxy S26 and the S26 Plus. Now, I can't show those exact images because Samsung takes my videos down for that, but I can show you my own renders here based on all of the details from those leaks. Now, the S26 and the S26 Plus still follow Samsung's familiar design language, with the main difference being size. But the most notable change is this new camera module. It's featuring a protruding plate behind the lenses. It's a design that looks similar to what we've seen on the Fold series, and it gains them a little bit more space internally. Now, as for the S26 Ultra, it wasn't included in the One UI leaks, but we already know the design thanks to a leaked CAD file. And now that the wallpapers have leaked, we know exactly what colors it's going to come in as well. So I've created these renders here, including the in-hand shots, to give you guys your best look at Samsung's upcoming flagship. Keep in mind though that the exact shades may vary slightly from what you're seeing here, and I've just estimated them based on the wallpaper. Now the big question, what about the Galaxy S26 Edge? There are still plenty of rumors floating around that it could be launching later in the year, but realistically it's looking more and more like the model has been cancelled entirely. The S25 Edge didn't sell well, and even Apple's ultra-thin iPhone Air struggled as well. It just seems thinner phones just aren't what the market wants at the moment, but if anything changes, I'll let you know. Now, for those excited about the full lineup, we're now going to cover the complete specs, design, and the expected pricing to help you guys decide which one is right for you. So hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard Galaxy S26 Pro, which is coming with a 6.3-inch dynamic AMOLED display. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1080 by 2340, and it's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, and then over on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto. It's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in some regions, with the Exynos 2600 globally, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage, which will be UFS 4. We get a 4,300 mAh battery with 25-watt fast charging and 15-watt wireless charging, and of course it's going to come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra-wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16, and it's expected to launch from $800 in January 2026. Next up, we've got the Galaxy S26 Plus, which is coming with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 3120 by 1440. It's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We had a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, and then over on the rear it's a triple camera setup consisting of a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and then a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. It's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in some regions, and then the Exynos 2600 globally, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB storage. We We get a 4900 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging, and it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. It's expected to launch from around $1,000 in January 2026. Next up, we've got the Galaxy S26 Edge, and this may be coming later in 2026 if it's not pulled from the lineup altogether. And it's coming with a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus, a resolution of 1440 by 3120. It's protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. We get a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for the selfies, and over on the rear it's a dual-camera setup consisting of a 200-megapixel wide-angle and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and it's coming with 12 GB of RAM and a choice of 256 or 512 storage, which will be UFS 4. And it's coming with a 4200 mAh battery with improvements to fast charging. And it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's going to be launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. And if it does get launched, it's coming later on in 2026 at a launch price of around $1,100. Now finally, we've got the most premium model, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. And the S26 Ultra is coming with a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a 120Hz display with HDR10 Plus and a resolution of 1440 by 3120, and it's going to be protected by Gorilla Glass Armor 3. We get a punch-hole camera top center to house a 12-megapixel selfie camera. And then over on the rear, we've got a quad camera setup consisting of a 200-megapixel primary camera with an aperture of f1.4. We've got a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel periscope with 5 times optical zoom, and then a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3 times optical zoom. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in all regions, and it's coming with 12 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage, which will of course be UFS 4. It's coming with a 5200 mAh battery with an upgrade to 60-watt fast charging and 25-watt wireless, and it will of course come with 5G, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7 and ultra wideband support, and it's launching with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16. It is expected to launch from around $1,300 in January 2026. So overall, the Galaxy S26 series is shaping up to be a solid refresh. Samsung isn't reinventing the wheel, they're focusing on hardware and software refinements rather than a full redesign. Now the biggest visual difference across the lineup is the updated camera module, which also gives Samsung that little bit more space internally, and the S26 Ultra also gets slightly more rounded edges to make it more comfortable to hold. Now because it's so similar to the S25, I don't think any S25 owners are going to feel the need to rush for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older S phone or looking to try out their first phone, then it could be a good choice. But of course, we're getting closer and closer to launch now, and the leaks are only going to get bigger from here, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.